All right, let's cut through the noise. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're peeling back the layers of a city that, well, it really lives up to its many names. Ho Chi Minh City. It's this vibrant, beautiful paradox, where history and just relentless modernity crash into each other. We've got a comprehensive city guide here as our compass. And our mission, well, it's pretty simple. We want to quickly but thoroughly explore HCMC's many facets, from its storied colonial past to its electric modern pulse, the food and the essential travel wisdom you actually need. You're going to walk away from this deep dive feeling genuinely well-informed.
And what's truly fascinating, I think, is how much history isn't just like in books. It's woven right into the fabric of the city, often in really surprising, visible ways. Ho Chi Minh City isn't just a place you visit, it's more like a living narrative. Every street corner, every name, it tells a story that's still unfolding right in front of you.
That really paints a picture. So let's start there with that living narrative, the soul of the city, its identity. For ages, it was known as the Pearl of the Far East. That's quite a name. Where did that dazzling title actually come from?
Yeah, it wasn't just a casual compliment.
Yeah.
It really speaks to the ambition of French colonial power. Back in the late 19th century, they wanted to transform what was then called Pré-No-Cor into this really sophisticated urban center, a jewel, basically. Something that could stand up to, say, British hubs like Singapore and Hong Kong.
Wow, so it wasn't just an observation, it was almost engineered, that nickname. How did they do that?
Exactly. They launched this massive construction project, systematically draining marshlands, laying down these wide tree-lined boulevards, and putting up grand Western-style buildings, a lot of which you can still see. Streets like the famous Rue Catinat, that's Dong Quai Street, now became these showcase opulent hotels, chic shops. So international traders coming into ports like Bendu, they were seriously impressed, and they're the ones who really spread that pearl name around the world.
Remarkable. But the city's story is also written in its names, isn't it? Pré-No-Cor, Jian, Saigon, and now, officially, Ho Chi Minh City. It's like a timeline right there. What's the story behind those shifts?
It absolutely is. And understanding these names is, well, it's pretty crucial to getting the city's complex identity. Before Vietnamese settlement, yeah, it was Pré-No-Cor, a Khmer trading port. I mean, something like a forest kingdom. Then, as Vietnamese settlers moved south, it became Jian. And then the French arrived, conquered the area in the 1860s, and they officially adopted Saigon, which was basically a westernized take on Saigon.
And Saigon itself, there seems to be some debate about where that name came from.
Yeah, the etymology is a bit murky, which makes it interesting. The most common idea connects the Sino-Vietnamese words Sai, meaning firewood, and Gon, for kapok trees, supposedly referring to trees the Khmer planted. Another theory tries to link it to Chelan's Cantonese name, Tai Nen Gon, meaning embankment. But, historical records show Saigon was used even before the major Chinese settlement, and Chelan really took off, so maybe not that one.
Okay, and then we get to the most politically charged name change, Ho Chi Minh City.
That was deeply significant, a really symbolic act. After the fall of Saigon, it was April 30th, 1975, the end of the war, the victorious northern government officially renamed the city. It became Than Pho Ho Chi Minh on July 2nd, 1976. It was meant to symbolize the country's unification under communist rule and, of course, honor the revolutionary leader, Ho Chi Minh.
Right. But even with that official change, Saigon is still everywhere. Locals talk about going into Saigon for District 1. The airport code is SGN, landmarks too. So for a visitor, how do you navigate that? Especially when locals themselves might use the old name. It feels sensitive.
It really is. And a duality isn't just history, it's a living thing.
Yeah.
It reflects Vietnam's complex post-war identity, that lingering north-south divide. Ho Chi Minh City is the official state name, the socialist state. But Saigon, it often evokes a different past. That cosmopolitan colonial capital, the anti-communist South. For older generations or the diaspora around the world, it can mean a lost home. So recognizing that nuance, respecting it, it gives you a much deeper cultural understanding when you visit. It's like a city with two hearts, beating in different rhythms.
Such a complex tapestry. Okay, let's shift gears from the city's soul to its energy, its pulse. And that means we have to talk about the traffic, that legendary traffic, this swirling, like nonstop river of motorbikes. It looks, frankly, terrifying to newcomers. How do you even deal with that?
It definitely can look overwhelming, but navigating it actually shows you how the city's evolving.
Yeah.
From that, chaotic energy to some surprisingly structured systems now. For most travelers, honestly, ride-hailing apps are your absolute best friend. Grab and Gojek, they dominate. They're reliable and incredibly cheap. Like a short motorbike trip. maybe 2 to 4 kilometers.
Yeah.
Usually only costs 15,000 to 30,000 VND, and the fare is fixed up front. No haggling needed.
Okay, so these apps make it way more straightforward than you might think for such a hectic city. Any pitfalls, anything to watch out for, even with Grav or Gojek?
Main thing is just double check your destination and the price shown in the app before you hop on. But they handle it really well. You can get cars too, obviously, for longer trips or if you prefer. And traditional taxis like Venesun and Mailin, they're still good backups. Metered, reputable, useful if your phone dies or something. But the really massive news, the game changer, is the city's first metro line, Line 1. It officially launched December 22, 2024.
Wow, that's brand new. A huge step for the city's infrastructure.
Absolutely huge. It connects Benton Market, right in District 1, all the way out to Sui Tien Theme Park. It's fast, it's clean, air-conditioned, and really affordable. Tickets are like 7,000 to 20,000 VND. It offers this stark contrast to the motorbike scene, right? A glimpse of the more organized, efficient Ho Chi Minh City of the future.
So it's like you have these two experiences side by side. The motorbike ride gives you that full immersion, the classic, maybe chaotic Saigon, while the metro offers a peek at this efficient, modern Ho Chi Minh City emerging, two eras at once.
Exactly. And then there's crossing the street,
Yeah.
which feels like taking your life in your hands at first. The key is walk slow, steady, and be predictable. Don't run, don't stop suddenly. The riders are incredibly skilled. They anticipate you. They just flow around you. Like water around a scone, honestly. I remember my first time, heart absolutely pounding, trying to figure it out, and then it just clicks. You feel like you're part of this weird slow motion dance. It's actually quite exhilarating once you get the hang of that dance.
I love that idea. The street is a dance floor. Okay, HCMC is massive, a mosaic of neighborhoods. For someone exploring, which districts really capture the city's essence? Where should you focus?
Yeah, it's sprawling. But for visitors, I'd say its soul is really found in 3 key districts. District 1 is the absolute heart, the pulse. If you only had one day, this is where you get those iconic shots. You see the colonial grandeur meeting modern ambition head-on, Reunification Palace, Notre Dame, the post office, Ben San Market. And it's surprisingly walkable, which is great. You can easily bounce between history and progress.
Okay, District 1 for the icons. What about something a bit more, local, less touristy?
Then you head straight to District 3. It's right next door to District 1, but it feels worlds away. More authentic, definitely more relaxed. It's a food and coffee paradise. You explore these timeless hums, those super narrow alleyways, and they're just packed with amazing street food, hidden cafes. That's where you find the local Saigon, I think, away from the main hustle.
And Sholan, the historic Chinatown. What's the vibe in District 5?
Right, District 5, that's Cholan. It's southwest of the center. It's just buzzing with culture and history. You see this distinct ancient Oriental architecture everywhere. Huge wholesale markets like Bintay Market, incredibly ornate Chinese temples, shops selling traditional medicine. It's the absolute best place for authentic Chinese Vietnamese food and to catch vibrant festivals if you time it right. Really reflects that community's heritage.
Okay, so we've mapped out the city's districts. Now let's zoom in on some specific landmarks. These aren't just buildings, right? They're like chapters in Vietnam's incredible, often turbulent story. Let's maybe start with sites that really echo the conflict years.
Definitely. To really grasp the war's impact, the Reunification Palace is essential. It was the old South Vietnamese presidential palace, forever famous from that image on April 30, 1975, when the North Vietnamese tank crashed through the gates, signaling the war's end. Inside, it's like a time capsule, perfectly preserved 1960s, 70s style. You can wander through presidential quarters, even see the War Command bunkers downstairs. Very atmospheric.
And the War Remnants Museum in District 3, I hear that's incredibly powerful, maybe even difficult.
It is. It's powerful, often gut-wrenching, and, difficult. But for understanding the war from the Vietnamese perspective, it's absolutely essential. You need to be prepared for graphic images, really harrowing exhibits, especially the ones on Agent Orange or the Tiger Cage prison replicas. It's challenging, no doubt, but it's profoundly impactful, forces you to reflect.
Okay, so those cover the echoes of conflict. But HCMC also preserves its past beautifully in other ways, that colonial grandeur and also these serene spiritual spots. Where do we look for that side of the city?
Well, the Notre Dame Cathedral is obviously iconic,
Yeah.
pure French colonial design.
Yeah.
However, and this is a crucial heads up for anyone planning a visit soon, it's undergoing major renovations until 2027. So you can see the outside, admire the neo-Romanesque style, but expect scaffolding, and definitely no interior access for tourists right now. Just important to know that.
That is a vital tip, thanks. And right across from there, the Central Post Office. I've seen photos. It looks stunning. Another French legacy.
It absolutely is, and equally stunning. Built between 1886 and 1891, the design is often linked to Gustav Eiffel's company. Inside, it's just magnificent. This huge vaulted ceiling, intricate ironwork, old tiled floors, massive historical maps on the walls. Plus, it's still a working post office. Sending a postcard from there is a pretty cool souvenir.
And for a bit of spiritual calm amidst all the bustle, the Jade Emperor Pagoda. Sounds intriguing.
Oh, it's incredible for atmosphere.
Yeah.
Built back in 1909 by the Cantonese community, it's this amazing Taoist temple just filled with swirling incense smoke, incredible carvings, these fantastical statues of gods and heroes. It got some extra fame when President Obama visited in 2016. Inside, you'll find the Hall of Ten Hells, depictions of the afterlife, and a chamber for the fertility goddess, Kim Hoa Thun Mao. Just remember, dress modestly, shoulders and knees covered. Standard temple respect.
Got it. Okay, rounding out our sites tour, let's look at how the city blends modern and traditional. The Bitexco Financial Tower and Ben Thanh Market seem like perfect examples.
For sure. The Bitexco Tower isn't just tall. Its lotus bud design is meant to symbolize modern Vietnam's economic boom. Rises 262.5 meters. But here's the real insight, the tip. Go up to the Saigon skydeck on the 49th floor just before sunset. Why? Because you don't just get a view, you watch the city transform. From bustling daytime into this sparkling electric nightscape, it's breathtaking. A perfect metaphor for HCMC itself.
Love that. And Ben Thanh Market, that's the complete opposite, right? Pure bustling tradition.
Oh yeah, total sensory overload, breezy aisles, vibrant colors, the amazing smell of street food cooking. It's essential Saigon. Maybe chaotic, but essential. A hub since 1914. But here's the golden rule you absolutely need for this deep dive into Ben Thanh. Bargaining is not optional. It's expected. Start low. Like 40–50% of what they first ask. Keep it friendly, smile, but be prepared to negotiate. It's all part of the authentic market experience, that sort of dance.
Okay, the market dance.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the city's real heartbeat, the food. You cannot possibly experience Ho Chi Minh City without diving headfirst into the food scene.
You really can't. It's truly a world-class food city. And often, the street food is better than fancy restaurants. Let's start with what I kind of think of as the holy trinity of Saigon cuisine.
Okay, I'm hungry already. Lay it on me.
All right, first, pho. Southern-style food generally has a slightly sweeter broth than up north, and it comes with this incredible mountain of fresh herbs and garnishes. You customize it yourself. Pho Hoa pasture, been around since 1968, famous for this really rich, deep broth. Simmered for ages, you can almost taste the history. Now, Foulette, that one's got a Michelin selection nod, known for a powerful, clear broth and always super clean.
Pho. Okay, from that comforting bowl, we have to talk about the ultimate street food icon. Banh mi? What makes this sandwich just so universally loved?
Ugh, banh mi. Possibly the world's greatest sandwich, I'm not kidding. It's that perfect fusion. Crispy, airy French baguette, rich pâté, different kinds of savory pork, tangy pickled vegetables, fresh cilantro, maybe some chili. Banh mi Huyen Hua is legendary. Their sandwiches are stuffed with fillings, seriously generous. And for something special, Banh mi 37 in Nguyen Tre. It's just a street cart, opens only in the evening. They do these incredible charcoal grilled pork patties. The smell alone, divine.
Grilled pork patties, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
third member of the Holy Trinity.
Kum tum, broken rice. This is pure Saigon comfort food. It uses rice grains that were broken during milling, which gives them this unique kind of fluffy texture when cooked. A classic plate has a grilled pork chop suan noon, maybe some shredded pork skin mia, and this savory steamed egg and pork meatloaf called chet trun, all drizzled with that classic sweet and salty fish sauce dressing, nu chum. Kum tum ba again has a Michelin bib gourmand. They're famous for this massive, perfectly grilled pork chop. It's huge.
Okay, my mouth is watering. Beyond the main dishes, Vietnam's coffee culture is massive, right?
Oh, it's huge. It's not just about the caffeine. It's a social ritual, a whole way of life. Introduced by the French, but Vietnam made it its own, mostly using Robusta beans for a really bold flavor. And the iconic fin filled to that slow, meditative drip that forces you to slow down. The Con Cafe, the coffee shop, is like a vital third place. For socializing, business, just watching the world go by, you absolutely have to try coffee soda. Strong coffee, sweet condensed milk poured over ice, intense and delicious. Or maybe baksu, which has more milk, less coffee, kind of like a Vietnamese white coffee.
And for the really adventurous eater, street food beyond the big three.
Oh, absolutely. Keep exploring. Look for banh xeo. It's this big, crispy, savory pancake, usually filled with shrimp, pork, bean sprouts. You wrap pieces in lettuce and herbs and dip it. So good. Or gai kan is those fresh, translucent summer rolls. Usually shrimp and pork, herbs, noodles, all wrapped in rice paper, served with a rich peanut dipping sauce. Like key tip for street food. Just observe. Look for the stalls that are crowded with locals. That's always your best sign for quality and hygiene. Don't be afraid to just smile and point. It's all part of joining in the city's amazing public life.
Fantastic tips. Now, this deep dive wouldn't quite be complete if we didn't look just beyond the city limits. What are the essential day trips that give you another perspective on Vietnam?
Yeah, there are two really standout ones. First, the Cu Chi tunnels. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive. This massive, multi-level tunnel network used by the Viet Cong during the war. It's just incredible insight into their ingenuity, their resilience. You can see booby traps, bomb craters, even crawl through sections they've widened for tourists.
Yeah.
Quick travel tip. Think about a speedboat tour. It often bypasses the worst traffic and gets you there earlier, maybe before the big bus crowds.
Good tip. And the Mekong Delta, the famous rice bowl of Vietnam.
A total must-see is this lush, green, labyrinthine world of rivers, canals, islands, so vital for agriculture. A typical tour usually involves a motorized boat trip, maybe visiting a coconut candy workshop, tasting amazing tropical fruits straight from the orchards, listening to traditional southern Vietnamese folk music. It's called Un Ca Tai Tu, a UNESCO-recognized art form, often really soulful strings, and taking these peaceful rides in small sampan boats through narrow, shaded canals. It's a gorgeous glimpse into rural life.
It sounds amazing. Okay, bringing it all together. What does this mean for you, the listener, if you're actually planning a trip to Ho Chi Minh City? What are those crucial know-before-you-go tips for a smooth, respectful visit?
Right, the practical stuff. First, visas. Check the latest. But as of early 2025, your passport needs at least 6 months validity left. U.S., Australian, Canadian citizens usually need an e-visa arranged online beforehand, or potentially a visa on arrival, depending on entry point and length of stay. E-visa is generally easier. UK citizens often have a short stay visa exemption, but always double-check the current allowed duration. Policies change.
Always good advice to double-check visa rules. And local customs, etiquette, super important for respectful travel.
Absolutely crucial. The concept of saving face is huge. It's about maintaining dignity, avoiding public embarrassment for yourself and others. So for you as a traveler, it means always trying to be polite, stay calm even if something's frustrating, and definitely avoid raising your voice or directly criticizing someone in public. It causes deep offense and won't help. Respect for hierarchy is also key. Greet older people first. Use 2 hands when giving or receiving things, especially business cards or gifts. In temples or pagodas, dress modestly. Cover shoulders and knees. Take off shoes and hats before going inside. Also, don't touch people on the head, and try not to point your feet directly at people or religious statues. Oh, and a big food etiquette one. Never ever stick your chopsticks upright in your rice bowl. It looks exactly like incense sticks for the dead. Really bad form.
So many rich, vital details. Wow. This deep dive has really unpacked the layers of Ho Chi Minh City, hasn't it? This metropolis of stunning contrast, that blend of elegant old Saigon and ambitious modern Ho Chi Minh City. Its energy, that incredible food, the resilience of its people just feels so vibrant, inviting you to jump in.
Yeah, and if you connect it all back to that bigger picture, Ho Chi Minh City isn't just a place on a map. It's like this ongoing, really dynamic conversation between its past and its present, between tradition and constant innovation. It's all playing out right there on the streets. You know, that pearl might have been chased, maybe even tarnished a bit by history, but now it shines with this really complex, totally unforgettable light. It just invites you to come and discover its unique brilliance for yourself.
Well, we really hope this deep dive has given you a genuine shortcut to understanding this incredible, complex city. Now go forth and explore, or, at least start planning that next adventure. Thanks so much for joining us on the deep dive.